Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. On a Sabbath, Jesus went to dine at the home of one of the leading Pharisees, and the people there were observing him carefully. He told a parable to those who had been invited, noticing how they were choosing the places of honor at the table. When you are invited by someone to a wedding banquet, do not recline at table in the place of honor. A more distinguished guest than you may have been invited by him. And the host who invited both of you may approach you and say, "Give your place to this man." And then you would proceed with embarrassment to take the lowest place. Rather, when you are invited, go and take the lowest place, so that when the host comes to you, he may say, "My friend, move up to a higher position." Then you will enjoy the esteem of your companions at the table. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. Then he said to the host who invited him, "When you hold a lunch or a dinner, do not invite your friends or your brothers or your relatives or your wealthy neighbors, in case they may invite you back and you have repayment. Rather, when you hold a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind. Blessed indeed will you be because of their inability to repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
This week, many of us started a new school year. So let us recall a few things essential to learning well and to teaching well. The first requirement to learn well is to be open to learning. It is the wonder and the desire born from not knowing. It is the humility which recognizes a lack and seeks to fill it. Our children have the natural desire to know. We hear it often as they repeatedly ask the question, why? And their curiosity leads them to explore and embrace new things. As we grow older, we often need to be more humble, to remind ourselves that we do not know everything, to temper our desire to look like we do, and to maintain this desire to keep learning. All of us are still learners. We are students growing in greater wonder, even as we have some of our questions answered. Yet all of us are also teachers. We who are older still learn from the young, even if it is the learning which is called remembering what it is like to be full of wonder and eager to learn. Remembering what it is like to be both innocent and inquisitive. And of course, we should always be striving to teach our young. And this role of being a teacher falls first to the parents. During the baptismal rite of infants, this point is emphasized repeatedly. The parents are the first teachers of the faith, and we pray that they may be the best of teachers. Of course, while all of us are teachers of the young, the fact that we send our children to schools to learn from other teachers is a reminder to all of us that being a good teacher requires skill and intentionality. We must be deliberate about our teaching if we are to do it well. I say this because many thought teaching by example was enough. We brought our children to church, and so we thought they would always go to church. We dropped money in the collection basket, and so we thought our children would do the same. In some cases, the example was seen and followed. In other cases, it was not. And though the reasons may be complex, one factor may be a failure to put the right words with the actions. When asked why we went to church, we may have answered with very personal reasons, very good and truthful reasons, such as it helps me get through the week, or it gives me a sense of peace. But when our children don't feel the same thing, then they have an excuse to stop going. Rather, maybe we should have answered with the objective facts. We come to church because Jesus Christ is here in the Eucharist. We come because this is how we give thanks to God and worship Him. We come because this is where our salvation is being achieved, and we have a foretaste of heaven. Of course, in the moment, maybe what we knew did not come to our minds. Maybe we didn't remember what we ourselves were taught. And maybe this is because it has been so long since we attended a religious class or read a book about our faith. I mention all of this as a reminder to all of us that if we are going to be the best teachers of the faith, we also need to be students, humble enough to seek for knowledge, patient enough to work through books and seek answers to problems, adventurous enough to be willing to face answers which will challenge us and call us to a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ, with the one who truly can teach us all we need to know, because He is the way, the truth, and the life which we seek.